Tuna wageni watatu, Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani, karibuni sana.
Shalom, Salama, Siemi, Shalom. Greetings to all of my Israelite brothers and sisters from around the world, whether you be of the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the house of Israel, or you are a Gentile grafted into the house under the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. Welcome you here this afternoon. This is a special report of the Niagara incident. This is a report that is still technically ongoing. I'm going to share a few things with you all. And as I do, I need to put on in here fair use, fair use. People have really understood what's going on. So let me go ahead and we are all on one accord. Let me go ahead and play this.
Yo, call Steve. Tell him to come back.
And he was flying over 100 miles an hour, hit the fence, went flying up into the air. He hit, I think there was an elevation part. He went up into the air, and we just seen the fireball, and that's all we could see. It was just covered in smoke everywhere.
For all of our folks all around the world, do you see what happens in a few hours? In a span of time. Sorry. Fair use. Fair use. I'm going to share this. This is courtesy of Twitter, so fair use. I don't know what YouTube may say. They really don't like things like this. I'm just letting you all know before they tear the video down.
I've never seen anything like this. The car just exploded. Yeah.
And I'm going to let you all know gas
Yeah.
actually does not burn like that per
I
se.
don't
That's
know.
actually a combination of some sort of an
I don't know.
incendiary device or chemical.
Our car is right there. My car is right on the side. Oh my goodness, it's spreading.
Oh shoot.
What happened? I have no idea. Could that be an elect? That is my car right there.
The gray one?
Yeah, the gray one. I just hope it doesn't spread.
It won't get from here.
Mm. What could have happened? Jesus.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Never seen anything like this.
Because I just had a sample.
Okay, they are calling us. This car just exploded. What's your answer?
Fair use. They don't even know what was going on. They're there in the little duty free, getting whatever they need to get at the border, at the checkpoint. They don't even know what's happening. Do we see how quickly these things can change? I'm not trying to be here to stir people into their feelings and emotions. I'm not. To me, I was actually going to say we're going to probably start seeing this in January. Don't talk to me about dates because the Most High's dates are so much sooner. So let me catch you all up on the story of what's been going on. Niagara, New York, over at the Niagara crossing, experienced a terrorist attack that was presumably looked to be planned on the Border Patrol agents and the Customs and Immigration agents there at the boarding crossing. As they were getting ready to do like a preliminary search, and if you've ever driven outside of the country, they always will do some sort of a type of a preliminary search, things of that nature. Because you do your search before you do your search. You have anything to declare? No? Okay, then you drive on up. And then you got to pop the trunk. And you could tell that this was pretty amateurish in terms of amateur hours because before you do an attack, you actually have a dry run to see where you go through before you have your point of impact or your point of interdiction. So just saying, just throwing that on out there. Potentially, that could be the dry run. Yeah, sorry, family. I think I am cutting out. My internet may not be very good at this time. The reason that this is so interesting at this point in time is because of what we are seeing happening all throughout the world, and do not think that this isn't going to be ramping up. It's going to be a ramp up. Right before their holiday season, when we say family, we don't know what's going to happen in these next 24 hours. Every time I cut off the live and I'm in a meeting and I'm talking to folks, talking to our people, phone calls here, phone calls there, text here, text there. Family, this is unreal. And this is moving at a very interesting speed. I don't know how long that 5-day ceasefire is going to last. Who knows? Brother Mike, what are you supposed to be doing, Brother Mike?
You know what? And I did everything you said. What I did though, this is what I did, Brother Karras. I said, let me go and get things set for my son, get him straight. Because I knew good and well I was gonna go in on this one. I knew I was going to go in on it. And then I said, truthfully, I was looking at 7:00 this evening. I have everything straight, boom, hop right into it.
I got you. No, I got you. Yeah, that's your 48. Okay, that's your 48. I get it.
And so, man, what happened? Karras.
You cut out, Mike.
You hear me?
Oh.
Karras.
Yes.
The devil is. You hear me now?
Yeah, no, I think it's me. Yeah, it's me.
I'm just trying to figure out what happened in Nigeria.
No, this is Niagara. This is Niagara. New York. Yeah, this is New York.
What happened?
Let me roll through the beautiful bean footage again. For those coming in late, yeah, let me do a quick recap. Now's the time.
I've never seen anything like this. The car just exploded. Yeah.
Look how black the smoke is. Oh my gosh, it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Is somebody trying to put it out, or?
I don't know.
It's just spreading by itself?
Our car is right there. My car is right on the side. Oh my goodness, it's spreading. Happened? I have no idea. Could that be an? That is my car right there.
The gray one?
Yeah, the gray one. I just hope it doesn't spread. What could have happened? Jesus.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Never seen anything like this.
Because I just had a sample.
They're calling us. This car just exploded. What's your answer?
Said, oh, they're calling us now. Let me catch y'all back on up with some more of this news.
I mean, but what was that? I know I seen the fire and everything. They said a car exploded.
Yeah, this was a terrorist attack.
I can believe that. Hey, we did say a couple of weeks ago, thing was kind of quiet. They was doing their thing. I mean, they was, saying, hey, they wanted to do this, they wanted to do that. This is what's going to happen here. Now, I'm glad my son is out of school for this week. Next week, he may be out for another week. Man, it appears to me, man, look here, you may have to go on your computer and do the rest of your schooling because, he go to school with a lot of
Them folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Them
Here
folks.
we go, Mike. Now take a look at this. Take a look at this.
Yo, call Steve. Tell him to come back.
And he was flying over 100 miles an hour, hit the fence, went flying up into the air. I think there was a elevation part. He went up into the air, and we just seen the fireball, and that's all we could see. It was just covered in smoke everywhere.
That was an intentional and deliberate action.
And that's the same spot?
Yeah. That's Niagara, New York. Folks were saying initially it was on the Canadian side. And then it was confirmed, no, this was indeed on the U.S. side.
Now, one thing I'm looking at, Karis, is this. Who was recording this?
These are just folks seeing this. Like, you see I think, to be honest, what you're gonna see is you'll see the surveillance video if they ever release it. It just depends honestly on what you see and who you see driving. I gotta find out if AI is going to digitally impose some black men on there and talk about that.
Yeah,
these are black Hebrew Israelites. Bitch, look.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? It would not be surprising. They got to show a black face somewhere up in there. You got to bring them into this. This is what we got to. This is what they got to do, is bring us into this stuff. And man,
that's probably why the governor is going to hold her speech over in Buffalo, New York. Then.
Yeah,
I can believe that.
But what does this entail, right? There's bigger things at play with this. Number one, well, folks are going to be thinking twice about holiday shopping, right? Number two, well, I'm not going to do any holiday shopping, so we'll just do this and that, or we're going to hold off. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's going to be, well, it was because of these terrorist events or this terrorist activity that, the slump in holiday sales and, the economy and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, okay. They're getting it started.
I was like, okay, on the Canadian side, okay, I get it. On the U.S. side, that makes me question some things. Sorry, it does.
You know, hey, I mean, for the last couple of weeks, they was doing their thing. You know, they laying bombs and shooting down targets and things of that nature. Now, if we think in that that the people that are under attack, they just go sit there null and void. No, they're not going to do that. And I'm quite sure these nations knows that no, these people just not go sit down like that. I mean, you just can't come in and think you're gonna subdue them and just like and then and walk on about your day like as if nothing happened. And so now, if this little and I say this with a great deal of respect, if this little incident is the beginning, I think they need to cherish. They need to cherish this little incident. They need to cherish this. If this is how they getting it started, they need to cherish this moment.
Yes.
And I hope and pray to y'all they do not try to move the video over to some type of Hebrew Israelite thing or whatever. Try to, you know, play it in there, trying to push us in there. 9/11, they had black people as their best friend. They was kumbaya like it was no tomorrow. This is what this country pulled us into 9/11. Yeah, we started this here and so and so, and boom, I mean, they pulled us in like, go get the brothers. We need them. And we're not arresting them now. Leave the drug cases alone. Leave them alone right now. We need them right now. And they held our hand. They held our hand when they was fearful. This time, there's no hand holding. There's no kumbayaing. Israel will be standing over here. And when I say Israel, I'm talking about the brothers and sisters that's on this channel, who believe in this channel, who talk with other brothers of the same mindset. That's Israel that I'm talking about. This here, nah. This here, you started this stuff, you went headstrong in it. There was no peace to be talked about. And so no peace, you just bringing somewhat a little heat. Now the nation said, we got that fire for you. And it seemed like they plan on going through with it.
Well, and they're planning on going through with it quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm thinking, well, it was going to be at least folks would be sitting on the couch and falling asleep after eating the turkey. They didn't even give them that.
Hey, Karis, and they go about eat that turkey, but then they will be burning it off. So we got to keep moving. We under attack. Yeah, they not gonna even have time to. And this is gonna be one time they be force fed to be what's the word, fasting. They ain't gonna have time. Man, you done sit up and got this stuff started. And if this is like I said, if this is just the beginning of it, you need to cherish this little small incident. Cherish it. Hold on to it, because it's going to get bigger. A whole lot bigger. And I just, Karis, me and you were saying this a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Keep your head on a swivel.
Yes.
I was and I was just talking to Red and Sister Fataya earlier, and we was talking about the grocery stores, and I said it wasn't too much packed, and I just went to the store because what we had talked about earlier. I said, well, let me go get some stuff, because I know once I start this, I'm gonna be into this. And so went to the grocery store, packed. I ain't never seen the parking lot that packed. That I never, Man, I had to walk a nice little distance to get to the grocery store. I'm like, man, what's going on? And it dawned on me. I forgot about it being Thanksgiving week. Because truthfully, like I told you earlier, I literally woke up, thought the day was Friday, and I'm like, no. And so, my man, that store was packed. It was packed. Now, if they talking about anything, if you talking about doing any hittings, and this is where I'm talking to the family. Although we do not indulge in their holy days, as they call them, we still go out shopping and buying groceries and doing our thing just like the nations do. But when Karis say keep your head on a swivel, brothers and sisters, keep your head on a swivel. I mean, you got to have a rubber neck. I mean, you don't know what a person is thinking or trying to do something. I mean, because you just don't know now. When you're talking about uncertainty times, these are those days. These are those days. Who's that? Brother. What's his name? What's the brother name?
Pastor Kelly.
Kelly. Because now, I mean, and my heart still goes out to the brother of his cousin when that Dollar General thing popped off. Just think about it, Karis. That sister did not get up thinking that she go get shot up in her car because of some lunatic who had an agenda.
You saw the video, right? They're in wherever they're at over in the customs area. I'm presuming that's probably like a duty free or something that they're kind of shopping and taking over the border, for the holidays and things of that nature. And they're videotaping it, and they're just seeing the fire, and it's like, well, something went out, something happened. I don't know what's going on. Something happened. You get what I'm telling you? Think about this. Folks are just unknowing. They'll pull out their cell phones, and then you have a complex attack. Hey, look at the fireball. And then ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom.
Wow.
5 or 6 other attacks. I'm sorry, family. Y'all don't want to deal with me in war. My guerrilla tactics is,
Because this is the U.S. Stuff like this doesn't happen in the U.S.
Yes.
Sorry, I had to steal that from Sister Chantel. This is Europe. It doesn't happen in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. What's your take on it, Yacoba?
Well, I think Mike is right. I would say this, tomorrow, Thanksgiving, and then, Thanksgiving parades, and then all the way leading up to Christmas time. I would say you better be careful. When I look at these things, I think of, can we say September 1st, 2001? And,
what was that? The Cole, right? The USS Cole. Does anybody remember that?
When another boat came on the side of it and it blew a hole in it, didn't it?
Yes, 12 sailors died.
Yes, I remember that.
And no help came from them, at least for 3 days. So they were on their own.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said it was a serious thing for all those carriers to be in the Middle East, because if they get attacked, the U.S. isn't going to send any backup. They're on their own.
And I don't think any other country will either.
But if you think about it, I mean, everything was pre-positioned for World War III, right? We have all of the battle cruisers over in the Middle East. We have everybody set up, right? They already pre-positioned everything, just like when they sent all the troops over to Poland and Ukraine. So in order to get the U.S. citizen to back this thing, there has to be turmoil here. And in order for us to go into the New World Order and have a great reset, all of this has to kick off now. And remember, their deadline 2030, but some have said that they moved the timeline up to 2025.
Now that's what I was saying too, Yacoba, was 2025.
Yeah. So I would say this. I mean, New York, Los Angeles. I mean, really all over the place. We have to be careful, but everything always happens in the big cities because that puts the most fear in everyone. And when the economic system crash after all of this stuff, because here's the thing, this is the beginning, right? And then we're going to have successive attacks on multiple cities at the same time. And when that happens, everybody's going to be in panic. Everybody's going to be rushing to the stores to get food, to get water, to get all these things, right? And then they're going to have a temporary martial law shutdown. You could forget having any rights or anything because we're going to be in a state of emergency, which we never really got out of. And, I mean, you'll see. I mean, like I said, all them people who've been hitting at me from way back telling y'all after 2019, all hell break loose, but hashtag ain't no 400 years.
Yeah, and they're slapping them in the face, though. Right now it is. It's slapping them in the face.
Exactly.
It's
but they still, Mike, they're still gonna say, ain't no prophecy. Where the 400-year prophecy? They're gonna because they don't know what it says. They have no idea what it. They think the 400-year prophecy mean we're gonna be out of here. At 2019, 2020. They never listen to it.
Also, too, I don't consider this a coincidence that it happened literally a few days after President Xi was here.
That's interesting.
Oh my goodness, boy! Hey, but this is what they wanted. They wanted this nonsense, and they getting it. They this ain't. It's just like they struck a match, and at the tip of the match it turns on a little fire. But it's that heat that's going to come behind that.
Well, think about it, Mike. Just like you say, I mean, look, if you go strike that fuse, right? Go light that fuse called the Middle East, called Gaza. What you think people gonna do?
Exactly.
Yeah. And they doing it. I mean, they are you done woke this bear up. Now you might go ahead and you might sit there and take this beating. But you got these two men or whatever that it's like.
So I have a question for y'all. Do y'all think people gonna finally understand why the Bible says flee Babylon?
Nope.
No. No.
They're gonna be like that Shrek movie when the gingerbread man was walking through the town and knocking over everything, and people was running from Starbucks from one Starbucks, and they went straight across the street to the other Starbucks. No, they not trying to leave. No. 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 And you know, Nicole, but truthfully, they're gonna have to see a destruction where there is no coming back from it. And it's sad that it has to be that way, but it appears that's the line of the thinking of the masses of people here. Now we gotta see this. I mean, it gotta be God shaking fear for them to say, oh, we gotta go.
You know what makes it worse is that it's winter time.
Yeah,
we're gonna go through all this stuff, and it's gonna be freezing, and electricity gonna shut down, and you ain't gonna be able to get stuff. It's gonna be awful.
Yahushua said, pray that your that you don't flee during the winter or the winter time, or the Passover or the Shabbat. I think it was the Passover. Those 2 days.
Yeah.
Well, if an enemy wanted to attack the U.S., the winter is the best time because the U.S. doesn't do well in winter for fighting. They always try to push everything to spring and summer.
Yeah, they gotta have it nice and warm and cozy before they go fight.
Yep.
Your little Christmas sweater on, and Rudolph on the front of it and everything, and then little fake snow. And oh man, please, yeah, they didn't sit up here and got themselves into a pretty pickle. That's what they got themselves into. They wanted this reset. And if this reset got to start off this way, so be it. This is what they're doing. This is what they want. But what they want is giving us what we need. That's the thing we have to look at. What they want is giving us what we need. and that's the need to get up out of here, according to scripture.
I told you I'll be one of the first ones out as soon as they open them doors.
Man, please, me and you both, Jacoba.
me and Mike gonna be waiting for y'all. We gonna already be there.
We ain't lying. Hey, when y'all leave, man? As soon as they said go, we was gone.
Yeah. No, they didn't even get the O out. Good. Oh, okay.
I'm serious. This, I just hope and pray, by Yah's grace, that he really moves individuals' hearts, because he does not have a desire for none of us to be destroyed. You know, that he show us, hey, it's time for you to go. It's time for you to get up out of here. I know you was in captivity. I done put money in your pocket now, and it's well more than enough to get you out of the country. Oh, this is just hypothetically speaking. And if y'all, you know, if he's going to do something, and it may not be at one time either. That's how I'm looking at that too. Yeah. It may not be at one time. You know, he may, all right, this group here, it don't take much for them to move. I
think you're right there, because I don't think we can leave all at the same time. It's going to be progressive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Actually, Garth brought up a good point in his comment. This is a nice way to close the northern border.
Yeah.
Oh, so people can't leave?
Yep.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
Because Canada already said they're closing their entire border over this.
Oh.
So then we're gonna see something happen over on the Mexican side, then, right? Over here by Texas.
So you can be trapped in.
Yep.
Yeah. Interesting. Well, we knew that we were gonna get there. It was just how soon this was gonna happen. And you know, I think it's kind of interesting that, you know, this is in line with their hostage negotiations. Supposedly 50 are gonna get set free, supposedly. So we'll see what happens. If it falls apart, I'm anticipating not apart, not to just be like be a cynic, but you know, because what's really the incentive if you're going to be whole enforcements? I mean, did you all see that there was supposed to be like 1,000 boat, like a flotilla for the most part going from Turkey to Gaza?
Really?
Yeah. I saw that article a couple of days ago. I wish I would have had it, but supposedly that's what they're going to do. 1,000 boat flotilla.
Well, I mean, what is that, Karis?
Like folks, you know, bringing their boats. So I say like the best movie. You ever seen that movie Dunkirk? Right? They had like basically blown up all the British ships, and then it was just folks that literally had their ships off of the coast there in the English Channel, and they were going through to rescue, you know, the folks, the British soldiers stuck on the shores of Normandy.
All right.
Back in World War I, I think. And honestly, I think it's probably going to be around the same thing. But you remember that coastline is shut off by U.S. and Israeli naval vessels, naval patrols. So this is going to start to get real interesting in the next couple of days. Because what's going to happen if you fire on Turkish ships that's going for aid? I mean, you see what I'm saying? Like, this thing is going to start getting really nuts. It's going to start getting really crazy.
So you don't think they're going to cancel the like Thanksgiving parade and all that stuff? You think they still go ahead with that?
Yeah.
Man, yeah, gotta do brand circus. Gotta keep the masses distracted.
Bingo.
That'll be the man.
It's not about what makes sense. It's not even about safety. It's about distractions.
Yeah. And mass casualty event potential, and they're gonna lock everything down, and so then we're gonna probably end up in this thing. If it continues to go like the dominoes, we could end up in another lockdown situation across the world, right? Because of this thing.
Yes.
Man, shucks.
Well, why not? Especially if your gas and your oil is about to get, supremely skyrocketed.
Yeah.
Well, we need to make sure essential people, if you have an essential job, if you're a government employee, if you're doing something in an industry deemed essential, a doctors, nurses, supermarkets, convenience, things of that nature. Oh, and guess what? Now we have more convenient methods of delivering your purchases to you. Here come, some sort of drone specials that can now carry couches.
That's a good point that Chantel made about Rome, because Rome has set the fires, right? They started all of that, and similar thing happened now. See, my theory is that that I told this someone in another group, is that during these global shifts that Rome moves the seat of Satan from like let's say every few centuries to a new location. So it goes from Rome, then it goes to Germany, or then it goes to Britain, and then it goes to the US, and now it's going to move to this multipolar world 10-toe confederacy. And that's why we see the statue of Daniel, that is all iron legs even to the toes, even though it's mixed with part
Clay,
iron and part clay.
Yeah.
This is how they make these changes, these great resets. And like I did in one of my shows, about a previous reset during the Industrial Revolution, and even, you can think about it also, World War I and II, there was always a major accomplishment after each event. League of Nations, United Nations, now we're going to have world government, we're going to have digital currency. They got to push us into these new systems. And I think that's how they do us, right?
Yeah.
Man, I mean, all of this, just for a reset. And the stuff man, this is the devil's last push. This, that's what I'm looking at. This is his last effort to, I can't say prove a point, because we all know what his point gonna end up coming to.
But see, that's the thing. I mean, the Bible says if we escape the sword, right? That's my concern, that we make it past the sword. But I mean, regardless, we have to get out of this situation. These things must happen. Babylon has to be, taken out. So,
man, I mean, I kid you not. Like, I mean, you already said it. I mean,
I would then portend. Remember?
I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
You know how we were. Folks were saying, well, yeah, NATO could be plausible, but it was brought in for this, for these type of domestic terrorist attacks, these domestic terrorist events. I mean, think about it. We don't trust you because you could pull a, Ukraine 2.0 when trying to get our people on out of here. Think about all these other nations that they'd have to pull on out: the Indians, the Chinese, the Arabs.
Do you think that prophecy about to happen, where everyone go back to their own home?
I think so.
Jacob, I'll be happy. But man, you just made me sit up. Man, that'd be a glorious day, at least from my standpoint. That'd be a Karis, you think this would like bring some of that on?
I think if it's a bigger, larger coordinated attack, and then you would have like something that's linked to something. So it's always hardest to try to have a network or a web that's a dysfunctional or disconnected network. But if you have that something is centralized, even though it may seem disconnected, and it said, hey, um, please allow these folks to leave, or please provide, please allow a time frame, right? It is, but it has to come from a credible source. You see what I'm saying? So if it's like a third nation, that says, hey, such and such is reported to us that they'll allow, you know, um, this thing to happen. You get what I'm telling you? So if they said, hey, Iran officials have spoken to, folks linked to this organization, they would never say that they are directly involved or yada yada. You know what I'm saying? So that's how those things go.
But let me pose this to you then. Now, in light of the U.S. ships over there, and Iran has every last one of those ships in target as a target range. Now, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that they say, you know what, go ahead and blow them out, blow all of them up, and they do that. How would that? I mean, I know it's going to affect, but from your military and you and Sister Fatea, from you all's military background, how would that incident affect the United States?
I'll defer to Sister Fateh on that one. She's a ship warrior.
That would be a major blow, especially since there's 4 carriers close by there. I know at least for sure there's 3, so that's at least a third of the carrier fleet gone.
So now, if Iran did something like that, what would be Iran's next move? Will it be for them to send some type of would they be would they start attacking the United States? Because you don't blow up their ships, so I'm just asking.
I think a lot of people think that direct attacks on the United States is going to be imminent, and to me, this is just me. Honestly, no. To me, the direct attacks on the United States will look like this. It'll look like this, and it may not necessarily be for the sake of an attack. It's just it may just be for the sake of that the cells have been activated, right? And now that, who knows? We don't even know what this actually could be. Was this even designed to take out folks, or was this designed to be a signal for other active cells? Hey, at this signal, at this time, this is your activation.
I think we need to be more worried about Mossad than the Muslims, just like during 9/11.
I know Big Red's in here. Big Red, give put your thoughts on the table, Red.
Terrorist attack wasn't in my bingo card for the day.
He finna bring in that scientific movement.
Nah, man, it's interesting that it's happening on the New York border with Canada, as opposed to what's happening on the other side of the border. I just found that very interesting that it would start there, but it's just the beginning of a whole lot of other stuff, because they've been talking about how they have these little pot shot attacks on our infrastructure. We had some of it happen last year where dudes was taking shots at stations and little substations all over. It takes, I think, 6 substations down, and then all of America's electricity is out. And then all this week we've been noticing, like, I don't know if anybody else has been noticing, but when it comes to the internet, it's been moving really interesting. Like, websites that are supposed to be up and running have been moving very slow and draggedly, and it's been a lot of security firms. There was one called Okta, and they do multi-factor authentication, and they got hacked.
Yeah, multi-factor authentication getting hacked. Wow.
I'm getting that. I get that message on my phone daily. Some hold on, matter of fact, I can read it for you. It's saying that my digital security software, it pops up every single day. Comes on.
They've been rolling that out. They've been rolling that out a lot more because everybody been getting hacked. I mean, Octo is kind of huge because that's a security company, and they got hacked. So the cyber warfare is going on, but it's just they're being real quiet about it. But if you kind of pay attention and you noticing it, and it's even getting worse for deliveries and stuff because we ran out of one of our vendors ran out of UPS batteries. UPSs are the little battery backups that keep your computer running when the power goes out. Those things stay in stock because that's their bread and butter. That's what they make their money off of. And this was the first time I've ever seen those things go out of stock. The batteries for it was out of stock. Don't know when we're going to get it in. Wow. Everything been out of stock. Don't know when you're going to get it in.
Let me ask you something, Red. What do it have made in China on it?
No. It's not a made in China, but it's, a lot of battery stuff comes from them. So they make.
I mean, we can talk common sense all day, every day. It's who was this cat? He was a comedian back in the day, and he went to being a show host for a game. And he was fun. He was a funny guy. What was his name?
You talking about
I know one of the characters in the show was named Mimi, like a big
Steve Harvey.
No, not Steve Harvey. It was a white guy.
Oh, Drew something.
Yeah, Drew something. I forget.
Drew Carey. Drew Carey.
He went on. He went out there. It was years ago. And he said, I recently just started reading the Bible, and he came across the book of Revelation. He was studying the Bible, and he said this. He said, either these politicians are just downright idiotically stupid, because from what I'm reading in the scriptures, from my interpretation, they are walking into their own graves. He said they doing everything that the book said they was going to do, that this world, he was just blown by it.
Mm-hmm.
And the way he put it out, he had people laughing, but he was telling the honest God truth. He said, what is it that they don't see that I'm not seeing? And it was some years ago, bro. And he caught that. But I ain't seen that brother on TV since though. But they waking it up. You got Gentiles. These black people here, these are the apple of God's eye. Yes, a lot of them are starting to wake up.
Yeah, Pastor Kelly just had that his post a couple of hours ago. Man, they're on there on TikTok.
And you know what? It's like it's getting to the point where you don't have to say a word now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, we know you're the people of the book.
I'm not saying nothing. Hey, Chad, Steve, handle it.
Yeah, it's just getting, and it seems like it's getting that way quick. It ain't, bruh. I was going
to just say real quick, Brother Karras, can you put that anti-captivity spray on sale right now?
That's going to be. We're still working out the. Let me tell you, the supply chain issues that we had. And there's something going on with our cloak. Our cloaking, it's still an R&D. Okay,
we got Gentiles trying to lock up to get their way up out of here, man.
we've been trying to field test it, but every time that we send them on out and they spray the anti-captivity spray, they always have the need for our test subjects. They always have the need to just yell the N-word, and then we never hear from them again.
Hey,
whoa, doing that in the hood, man?
Hey,
subject 100-304 has been deleted. Next.
What would the commercial look like, though? What would the commercial look like?
Don't get me started.
Oh man.
You can have Paris Hilton on there.
Has white supremacy got you feeling down? Finding out that the usual ways you move don't work anymore? Hi, I'm Jamal, and you can get out of captivity as well.
Jamal.
Man.
Hey, you got locks and everything, huh? Man. Yeah,
Crafting yourself the true Israel, maybe cleaning a room or two, you too can come out of captivity.
But man, if something pop off at one of these parades tomorrow, I'm sorry. Yeah, we know it's going to get a whole lot worse. It's going to get a whole lot worse. And if that's how they want to make they move, they're gonna do what they're going to do. They're going to do what they're going to do. But that'll be silly on the city's officials' part if they deem it. And they already had the list of all the cities that has a high probability of attack.
They sure do.
They sent that out like 2 weeks ago?
Like in the last month.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All
I hear from Red is I'm stocking up on ammo.
Man, look,
from Red
and ain't no coincidence that ammo done doubled in price. I was just having this conversation. I was trying to get me some buckshots, and I'm like, oh man, they done went up to $22 for 15.
Wow. That's near about a buck a shot.
Yeah.
Hey, what? When you
better make sure you hit that target.
We never hey, make sure the target is still living because you gotta look at give me some money. These bullets they expensive.
I'll be going down there trying to collect them back out. Like, hold on, man, let me get some of these pellets back.
Don't go into the light yet. Hold on.
I need to get some of these pellets back.
Man.
Yeah, someone just made a good point. What did this lead to biological? That's gonna be even worse if we get hit by biological as well as explosions.
And that was one of China, one of their generals. He just had a secret speech that he gave to the army, and he was talking about how they want to come out and they want to take back the lands of Canada, America, and Australia for the resources, and they want to take them. And he was saying that they don't want to use bombs because the bombs will get rid of all the physical landscape. They want to use biological bombs and biological weapons so they can come in and get the stuff.
But let me ask you something. Who want to take back Canada?
They want there's some stuff up there in Canada for China to expand. I mean, they can build sweatshops out there and expand their manufacturing.
Oh, all right.
Mm-hmm. They already own stuff. I mean, Xi Jinping was greeted like a king in California. They actually cleaned up the whole streets just for him to come through. And then you had all the major CEOs of all these big businesses spending $40,000 a plate just to come see him.
And also, too, if you look at any of the photos, you didn't see a single American flag either. All of them were just Chinese flags throughout all of San Francisco.
What?
No American flags. Nowhere.
They even got the school children to sing him a song in Chinese with the Chinese flag in the background.
Why he ain't gonna? Why he ain't come to any southern states like Arkansas?
That is.
It's like the only reason why Biden was even able to get there is because the White House strong-armed for that meeting.
Wow.
That
meeting wasn't supposed to happen.
Nope.
That's crazy. Yeah, you got a head of state visiting head of state coming through. Man.
So does he go back on the board for the Antichrist?
You know what though? I think at the end of the day, I'm gonna say this. Xi Jinping get flagged. I may get demonetized. It said you're due to your anti-China, and it's not anti-China. But I'm just saying, he's calling the shots. He is calling the shots.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that's probably why the first thing out of Biden's mouth when he gave a press conference was like, "Yep, Xi's a dictator."
Jeez, yeah, that was so dumb. Man couldn't even get out the room proper, and he called him a dictator.
Yeah, that's to me that's the political stupidness and ineptness that they're trying to show. It's like, oh man, look at Americans. They're that, this, and that. Think about this. Think about if you're getting ready to invade a nation. Well, what do you want to show to the rest of the world? Hey, this is why we're invading them. Because if they're this dumb towards us, then think how dumb they've been, and think how dumb and disrespectful they've been towards you all. You see what I'm saying? There's a level. You have to have a level of humiliation. They understand the humiliation tactics and what that does with saving face. Well, guess what? If you are shaming yourself and you don't have the face that you used to have, and you're in shame, then here's the factors. No one's gonna help a fool. Isn't that what Proverbs says? Look, don't help a fool, because why? You're gonna get pulled into their fight.
Yeah. And they're not telling everybody about how Europe has a bunch of anti-NATO protests. I mean, they protesting hard.
Yes.
They're getting hit in the pockets because of that Nord Stream thing that America pulled. So they know it was America. Everybody knows it was America, and they've been protesting.
Because now it's going to end up happening that if they don't get their reserves, their oil from us, now think of the problems that they have. Because you have to understand, they have to go through Turkey, Russia, and they're just going to get ridiculously dumped on. But OPEC actually had a delayed meeting. I saw that. I read that in the news. They delayed it, and they delayed it because of, obviously with the political things. They're delaying it because here's the thing: they're going to have oil production cuts pretty soon. It's going to happen when those oil product you have in the market. Guess what? The more expensive things will be.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia will go through with the cut. It's about to start looking like Looney Tunes out here. Everybody's going to start losing their minds.
You already got that yellow trucking agency going under. Oh, and Burger King and Wendy's are both filing for bankruptcy as well.
Oh, well, here up in the Pacific Northwest, Portland school system, which is the biggest school system in Oregon, the teachers are on their third week of striking. And then they already said for the second biggest school district, they're laying off at least a minimum of 1,000 teachers.
Yeah, but you're striking for what? You can't be taxing all these, folks into the oblivion. And that's what's happening. So when I was speaking to my brother last week, he works in the Vancouver, Washington school district. And they're already telling, the staff and the teachers that there's going to be a 10% pay cut. And it's going to be, or not pay cut, but 10% staff cut. And it's going to get higher. It'll be higher. But the state, basically, the state of Washington up there told them, you all are on your own with trying to get this thing fixed. So they had a lot of COVID money during the pandemic that was released to a lot of these school districts, for being able to provide, alternative ways to learn, outside facility. Money drying up. Isn't it interesting that in 3.5 years everything is now drying up? It's 3.5 years. Ain't no such thing as 400-year prophecy, right? Ain't no such thing. So,
I mean, man, shucks. I mean, they wanted this stuff, man. This is what they want. They want this great reset. So the 15-minute city. Oh man, when I tell you 15 minutes, man, they going crazy here in Chicago with that stuff. All on the west side. up here on the north side, and you could tell when they breaking streets down to one lane, and then they come up with a bike lane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this right now. In the wintertime in Chicago, well, at least you don't find too many black people riding bikes in the wintertime. That's just flat out. That's one thing they ain't gonna do. Now you see Gentiles red, their face be red, but they'll brave the weather. They'll save a few dollars. And I seen some, they ride their bikes when it's 10 degrees outside, and that hawk come around that corner. Shoo, man, please. But they are big up on these streets, breaking lanes down from 2 to 1. And I'm like, what is the purpose of this? I mean, all you're doing is you know, it's being conjective now. I mean, one lane, and then they said a bike lane. And I mean, I'm just looking at, all right, I can see how they doing that, how they setting this stuff for a 15-minute. I can see that now. I can see what they got going on here. But they got the main street. This is not just no side street or somewhat of a secondary main street. No, they doing the main streets. They're doing them. And whatever they're trying to, prove. I mean, they whatever they got inside their head, they trying to push out. They're doing it. They're doing it to the T. And along with, they got to keep this keep people occupied mentally. Although everybody losing their jobs, I mean, my business is suffering. I mean, when you see restaurants and department stores closing, a lot of us technicians that do that's man, please. Just one store. I can go into one store, a Walmart. Let's just say Walmart, and they got one of the APs maybe down. 3 hours. 3 hours on the site. That's $300. But when they start shutting these stores down, man, you know how many technicians been calling me, Mike, you got any work out there? I'm like, bro, I was just about to call you and ask you for some work. All of them suffering. One guy just told me, I just went and did a job, Mike. I was out there just only for an hour. He said, man, it's hard out here. He said, man, I'm trying to figure out what's going on. When these stores shut down, and they're shutting down across the board. No, these brothers are suffering. Just to give you a dollar amount, what our income usually be. January, February, March. We already be at 70,000. A lot of the guys I talk to, man, by this time, we all talk, how much we got to. He said, man, Mike, I don't even think I got past 30,000.
Dang.
This is how bad it's hitting.
Yeah.
It's hitting that bad. And I know these cats. I do work with these cats. We work, we give work, we find work, we give work. That's how we've been doing it. And we was making money. When these stores start shutting down, they talking about, they go close 300 Popeyes.
Dang.
That's money out of there you go. They go another contract. They're shutting the stores down. The only time the last technician go make money off of that store, he would literally. There you go.
He's breaking it down. Yeah.
Breaking it down, packing all up. The POSs up, the camera, everything that's in that store, the electronic, get packed up, put it on there. The shipper, he come back and pick it up, and they take it to a warehouse. That stuff sits in a warehouse. All that stuff is rented.
Yep, it sure is.
It's rented. But man, if you just take that just for a moment, and then they take not only that now, once we did our electrical side of it, the low voltage side, then come in the furniture. When I say furniture, I'm talking about the kitchen too. All that stuff goes into a warehouse. Man, can you imagine, Karis, if we can get our hands on something like that and start shipping that stuff over to Africa.
Yeah.
Man.
They very wasteful with their stuff. I can't tell you how much stuff that I've gained because I'm like, y'all throwing this away? They're like, yeah, we don't want it. I'm like, are you sure? I mean, I find it in the trash pile. Good stuff. Good equipment.
Man,
working. They just be throwing it away.
You're talking about Bose speakers, Bose system. Man, they sent me on one job. I kid you not. And they told me, we need you to change out all 19 cameras. They are lighting hitting them and blew everything up. And I just couldn't believe that, man. But it did. But it didn't blow everything up. Only thing it blew up was a surge protector. They paid me $1,900. I'm like, and this is what I did now, but I had to be smart. I said, wait a minute, I just can't come and tell the people that, you know, the job is done. I gotta be smart. So, you know, it was at a buffet place. So me and the technician, I'm like, man, let's have a seat. We're gonna take a 2 or 3 hour break here. Boom, call them up, test it. And I changed out one camera. And I did do this though. Where do you want me to send this camera system back to? Oh, we'll send you information on how to send it back and everything. Man, do you know I still got that camera system still in my closet? Not brand new.
Man, because they don't care. You know what they did? All they did was this is all they did. Look, they had their insurance. They did their insurance quote. They said, you know, this thing was $100,000. They gave you 20, and they pocketed the rest.
Yeah, and they paid me $1,900 for 1 hour of work. Man, I was so happy that day. Man. But you know, it's correct though. The wastefulness, and now you're seeing what's happening. All of these stores, you know, that stuff, it goes back. And man, just imagine if you're talking about one of these the department stores that shut down. All the clothes that's in there, all that stuff get packed up and taken to a warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it sitting in the warehouse? What's the purpose of it sitting in the warehouse? All it's going to do. Rats going to eventually get to it. That's I mean, that's eventually what's going to happen. You know, and so with this here, what they want to get started. They want this great reset. You go see a whole lot of stuff that they claiming. There's a food shortage. No, this is a planned food shortage. But y'all did say it was going to be food shortage now. But it's not of his doing. This is of man's doing. He already know what man is going to do. Oh, we gonna have food shortage. We got to be able to control these people. I'm gonna just show, man. My sister called me and talk about, oh Mike, this company, they sent me a free lasagna. It was so good, and I signed your name up. I was like, wait a minute, hold on now. I said, lady, you got to be careful of what you. I mean, because now you got to ask yourself, was that meat lab grown or what? She didn't ask no question. All she did was ate. And man, do you know these people keep texting me and calling me for me to get my free order of lasagna? And they calling me like, I mean, I said, sir, we talked to you yesterday. I mean, do we need to take you off the list? I'm like, man, look here. I thoroughly forgot about, you know, the call I supposed to took with you all, but yeah, you could take me off the list. I don't need no lasagna from you all.
Wow.
But they kept pushing it. And man, do you know, after I said it and told them that, they sit right here and sent me a text today talking about, are you still interested in your free lasagna sample?
They want you to have that lasagna.
I'm like, are you for real? Bro, I mean, a lot of this stuff is not making no sense. My internet acting stupid. I mean, it's just flat out just downright. I mean, I know what it
my
is.
internet's acting up too. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Y'all keep hearing I'm going in and out. This is crazy.
Yeah, and then it's just happening, bro. I mean, they know what they're doing. My lights be flickering. I know, sorry. Eventually, it's gonna pop. You know, they go say this and say that. It's gonna be something. But I mean, I already bought me a couple of candles in the event something pop off. But I need to give me one of those like cigarette lighters thing, just in case. But this is what these people have put out there, and they telling us what they're going to do. God Saint told me don't eat it, Mike.
I had to put that one up there. Oh man, man.
No,
But when you hungry though, no, I'm just
I hope not, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, Carrot. I hope not, man. Because I was growing
just pray for.
vegetables.
Listen. You just pray for it. You just put your hands on it. Pray for it, Father. I know it's to the army, but Father, with your blessing.
Yeah, but man, I was growing plants in my house, and I was watering them, regular tap water, and it was doing good, growing and all that. Had a pineapple plant, it was growing real good 2 weeks ago, and I know when they was talking about the hackers can hack into the water system where it don't be cleaning the water, and I was like, all of my plants died in a matter of 1 week, all of them. I'm like, wait a minute. And they just died off. I'm like, and I told my son, man, look here. And he my son drink water like he's alcoholic. But I buy bottled water. I told him, I said, man, look here. Don't even think about drinking that tap water. I said, all of these plants died from that.
Mm-hmm.
All of them died.
Try to get a Berkey filter while you still can. The government trying to say that it's pesticide because it kills bacteria, and which is very dumb. And they're trying to ban it so people can't have filters to filter their water.
Man, this stuff is just downright ridiculous. And man, I say this all the time. We are built different. I'm serious. We built different. We don't think that sinister. I mean, come on. I mean, this is what you want to control somebody. This is how bad you go to control somebody. Or let me make some meat, but then I gotta slow these black men testosterone level down. I want to govern when and how they're going to have a baby, and especially with these black women. Well, I can't touch them too much, because if we hit the black woman, there's going to be a lot of science that we going to be shooting ourselves in the foot that these black women has in their DNA. Man, there's so many factors. Oh my goodness, these people. No, this stuff here that they got going on and what they want to do, controlling. Let them go ahead and get this stuff popped off. And I hate to say that with so harshly, but it's like, if it don't pop off, Karis, if it's not me, you, Sister Fatea, my son, your nieces and nephews, who is it going to hit? It's going to eventually have to hit one of the generations. Let's go, man, bump it. Go ahead and get it popping. Go ahead, do what y'all go do. Get it over with. And let y'all go, go ahead and declare his great name. Because y'all, they took this to a whole different level. This is what this world that wants his position, this is what they pushing out. They want his position. If they can get their hands on the Almighty, these idiots would try their best to do something like that. And they just showing themselves to be, it ain't even dumb. I'm just trying to come up with another word that's deeper than dumb. And that's what they got going on. They'll put these people's lives in danger, bro. Let them go ahead and have a Thanksgiving parade. Hey, we know there's a high probability of a terrorist attack, and you still go push a parade out there? And they already gave you the warning shots of what they're planning on doing? You let them into your country?
They don't care about that. They're in holiday mode. They're out there getting their Christmas gifts, and they thinking everything regular and normal. I've had somebody tell me, oh, I'm going to go invest in this building so I can do this. Like, people, they not thinking like this. Even when I'll be at work, I'll hear folks say stuff and like, oh, yeah, in 2 years, we're going to be doing this, and we plan on this year of growth and this. And I'm like, there's even some that one dude that I watch. I like him because of his economic knowledge, but they all trying to get into prophecy now because they think they see something. And he's like, oh, you're going to survive in this cycle. And, oh, we're going to come out. We're going to be great. We're going to be rich on the other side. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, your greed has blinded you that you don't even see that there ain't going to be a system for you to gain money in. They're going to give you a digital dollar and limit how long you can even save. Like how are you going to be rich in the cycle when they pull the rug out from underneath you? And which is what was happening. Like, man, look, America been sold off to China. I truly believe that Xi was just coming over there to pick his little vacation home. He's gonna go pick his vacation home because they've been sold out, man. There's so many Chinese-owned major American businesses that it don't even make sense that they own stuff from behind the scenes from in multiple different categories. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. They closed down that food. It was a meat factory over in California that used to make a certain type of hot dog. I think they only made it there and in New York, and China just shut it down because they can. And then there's ports in I forget where it was. I think it's either in California. Yeah, it's in California. He sold them some of their ports. China owns some of the California port, and it's actually the most advanced AI automated port in America.
Wait a minute,
it was in
Delaware. China owns like about, what was it, like 80 or 90% of the California ports. So
they do.
Yep.
Wait a minute, but you said the Red say they sold the ports?
They sold the ports to China.
Mm-hmm.
Who sold the ports?
There's some ports over here, even in the United States, that's owned by by some Emiratis.
Yeah. Those I forget that group, the Jagger group or something like that. Yeah, I think those were in Delaware and central. Those ports somewhere towards the middle of America. There was some ports or somewhere up north. I can't remember, but they're owned by some Muslim dudes.
Wow, that is something else. I mean, the borders been opened up. Everybody's in if they wanted to come to America, they got here. If they wanted to go to Europe, they got there. It seemed like the scriptures have, all right, everybody's in position. It seemed like everybody's in position. The biblical scriptures and verses are in position. Now, it's a matter of just, let's go.
Well, it's one Gentile dude said that we're looking at the Gog and Magog war because Israel's surrounded and the Messiah is going to come back and it's going to be 7 years to bury the bodies. And I'm just very interested. It's not as a matter of like laughing. It's a matter of just, I want to see which way they're going to turn once they find out their eschatology is just absolutely incorrect.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because this got Gentile, what's his name, McGregor? He's even saying, yeah, the way y'all see Israel now is not going to be the way you're going to see it in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I forgot which Hebrew channel brought it up. Oh my gosh. But he brought up a good point. He says there's got to be something that happens, something major that breaks the evangelicals' eschatology. And she brought up that the destruction of Israel, the fake Israel, would be one of those key points. But then they'll be like, wait, if those are the real people, then why did they get destroyed?
Let me ask you something, Karis, on that. Do you really think that those people will be leaving Israel? The people. Do you think they will be like be forced?
I mean, to me, I look at it like this. I don't think that they'll have many people left in that land after things go on. They're going to irradiate the land, so they're going to be forced to go somewhere.
Well, now what land are you talking about now?
Oh, I'm talking about Aelia Capitolina.
Right.
That's the land.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's why Egypt is insisting. They had two divisions I think that's around 20,000 men, if I'm not even mistaken. Probably a little bit more.
Mm.
Dedicated to the border crossing. They don't want. They know the spillover effects.
Wow. But
The
this
only
all
thing I can
started.
think is that they're going to go into Jordan, and then from Jordan they're going to go into Saudi Arabia.
Who? I mean, who can go in Saudi Arabia?
Those folks, either the both either the Palestinians or the Israelis. There's a connection that with the House of Saud, there's a connection there.
You think the Israelis will go this, there? Wow.
Yeah, some will go there, and some will go to Eastern Europe.
Well,
but you got to remember once they kind of capitulate, they'll go, but they'll capitulate. Maybe it's going to be that to me. I'm just saying to me, and what prophecy says, that's what's going to end up happening. That's going to be their Obadiah 3 moment, right? The tabernacles of Teman. When that tabernacle's destroyed, right? That's their holiest thing is to do what? to proclaim something that they're not. So you take that away from them, then what do they have left? Honestly, nothing. And what does that mean? Well, their protection is now in question.
Mm-hmm. You're not the people of the book, and you mean to tell me you was getting reparations, and you're not the people of the book? Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
And you got people on TikTok out like mocking them right now because they tried to say that Hamas had guns and ammunition sitting behind an MRI machine in the hospital. So I'm guessing that they have the special ammunition is non-magnetic that wouldn't get caught up in the MRI machine. They just had like a couple backpacks just thrown behind the MRI machine. Like, look, this is Hamas. They used it. So now everybody on TikTok is like making fun of it. And I'm like sitting here kind of just blow because I'm like, I remember when, man, you couldn't even barely mention them folks' name without you getting in trouble and all kinds of crazy stuff going. And now they are literally becoming a mockery. They even tried to say that, TikTok is purposely doing this. And TikTok was like, no, we're not. This is just what's happening. This is the people.
Man.
Yeah, well, and they've been really speaking really to me, this is why I believe we're going to see more of these attacks. Just like that. And it's not to say that TikTok is causing, those terrorist activities. But it's the question. Let me pause. You got your cell phone going in the background. Yeah, and this is what Senator Chantel saying. Look, their cover is gone, and they don't know how to cope.
Exactly.
That's all that is.
That's it.
So my question is going to be my question, and all this is going to be who is going to be doing what? Who's really going to be perpetrating these quote unquote terrorist attacks?
It's true. Was it kind of like what happened with Ukraine when they tried to say that Russia was shooting at their own?
Well, I mean, because think about it. Think about it. If you're on the New York side, you're telling me you're not going to release a video? Please. Because I know if it was one of us that did it, look, that video would be released so quick.
Boy, look at here.
If it was a Palestinian that did it, that video would be released so quick. I'm just saying.
24/7 coverage.
Just sweep this under the rug. All right.
Hey. It's just, what was it? How long ago has it been since Hamas supposedly invaded Israel. How long ago has that been?
It's been over a month.
It's been a month.
Over a month. Yes.
Mm-hmm. It started October the 7th.
Yep, October 7th.
Okay. A month. And this is what they was begging for. Oh man, that whole week, man, they was all geared up. They was like, they was freakingly ready to go fight. They was freakingly ready to go fight. No peace on the table. No, we're going to defend. And then, other officials get up there talking, Israel has the right to protect its borders and all that and everything. And here we are. They making threats as to what they're going to do. And the war's still going on. They're still over there fighting, right? Because it's not on whatever they're doing, it's not on YouTube as much. It's kind of died down. Or whatever, whatever fighting that is going on. You don't see it on YouTube as much like you did 2, even 3 weeks ago. You don't see it as much.
Well, you don't see it as much because when you actually get the news from the folks on the ground, they're actually stalled.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually stalled. It's actually ineffective. So they can't move anywhere, and they're getting, on one side, and the other side is they're getting bombed, and they can't really move anywhere from there. So it's really ineffective. Now, what this deal is going to do is probably get reinforcements in, get food in, we'll get for food. You need to open up a corridor.
Man,
Is it going to remain? I don't know. Because why? Because both sides are sneaky. You see what I'm saying? Look, it's going to fall apart. It ain't going to last 48 hours or 96 hours. It's going to last maybe a day.
Okay, but let me ask you something, Carrie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Why would they still try to, keep up with Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you know that the dollar is dying? There's no strength in it. Why go through the scenarios? Why go through these steps, bro?
Because you can't tell a people that their currency is dying, because if you were to tell people that their currency is dying, that would cause mass hysteria at an unbelievable level. If your dollar's dying, then why stay here?
And it's not just that either. It's like, just remember when the Great Recession happened, people were offing themselves because of it.
Yes.
Because they lost everything. Look at it recently. Like, what was it, like 2 or 3 months ago, when the CFOs of like Wells Fargo jumped out of his building, his office building?
Yeah.
And also, too, for that ceasefire that they're doing during that time, several countries have moved their ambassadors out of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Turkey, I know Turkey's one, Argentina, Bolivia, South Africa, and I can't remember what the other ones were.
Yeah.
South Africa cut ties with them diplomatically.
It's going to go down. This is really what's going to go down. And so.
Oh, and that emergency BRICS.
Yeah, these next couple of weeks is really going to be a teller of how this thing is going to go, how this thing's going to evolve. And if they lose, see, the worst thing that they could lose is Western support. And to be honest, even though the countries are saying that they're backing them, the people are singing a different story. So CNN saying that the car that blew up was an accident and not an attack. Well, we'll see.
Wait a minute. They saying that it was what now?
CNN is saying that it was an accident, not an attack. Look.
Okay.
He was traveling how fast?
That big old explosion?
Yeah, 100. Yeah.
They're trying to keep it from being a terrorist attack because, of course, you got the holiday tomorrow. Correct, so they're trying to keep people calm.
Yeah,
That's
so
it.
they'll just say it's an initial investigation. That's what they're gonna call it. It's an initial investigation.
Ain't
Look,
that
you
something?
look, you gotta remember. Look, the last thing that they want is panic. This is why when I tell you that when the scripture and the word says that Babylon goes down, this place literally goes down without a fight. Without a fight. It says what? It says all their men are in their homes.
Mm, mm, mm. Woo-wee. Yeah, they doing their thing. They doing their thing. That's something. Wow. Ah, boy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hey, teach his own, and they go do their thing.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, look, this is the same thing that happened during Obama administration. But I'm gonna tell you, family, keep your head on the swivel.
I mean, you saying they don't want panic, but then out of chaos, what they start, they want to swoop in like Superman and act like they saving the day. But they the one who started the nonsense. This is they saying that they don't. We got to keep everybody calm. They want to pick and choose when people should stay calm and when they need to panic. It's
Yeah, that's
yeah.
that's called manipulation. Yes, that is
Wow.
the name of this game here. Pretty soon, people won't. Pretty soon, they won't be able to control that narrative.
Mm. That's
That's
crazy.
how this thing goes. But
Mm.
yeah, no, we'll keep you all posted. Yeah, that's not a normal car explosion. So it's like, come on now.
No.
It's not.
It was
All
something in
right.
that car. It was something in that car.
Yeah.
It
So,
was something in it.
family, I was kind of thinking that they'll probably say that because what? You got to remember, this is their last ditch effort. They can't have anything go wrong. They got to make money during this economy.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I was kind of surprised that they even released this. I'm like, okay.
Mm. I mean, hey, if somebody planted, put a camera there to make sure they record it, they want the world to know that. I do not put nothing past the people. If they want it, and then people pull out their cell phone and they start recording it. Yes, they go record what they go see, and they go put it on. It's going to go through the media, and they
Hmm.
go do it, and it would appear that they are losing control of their internet and posting events. That's that's how I see it now. I know they got a switch where they can just shut off cell phones in a particular area and things of that nature. And so
Mm-hmm.
mm, I think it's they're going to do that when things just get out of pocket and they like, hey, we got to show our demon side, but we can't show them right now. So we turn the internet off. So no matter they won't believe them. But if they get caught on that phone, that's going to be believable.
That's what they did in Gaza. They shut the internet off, and when Elon Musk said that he was going to bring it back, they said they would disable it.
Wow.
Real quick, but I'm gonna
Karis, you outside or something?
I'm gonna
You kind of you going in and
I'm
out.
just bad connection. Storms
No, it's
storms
that
are moving
internet.
in here.
All
Yeah,
right.
storms are moving
Wait,
in.
we hear
Internet.
you
Yeah.
now though.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna- Here's this. I'm gonna put this on in here. This dude is heavily, you know, um, you'll hear the bias. You'll hear the bias. But check this on out, family. It's 20 minutes. I haven't seen it myself yet. That's what I'm saying. You'll hear the bias, but that's what I want you to understand what you're now dealing with Iran with that missile. with those hypersonic missiles that I was talking about earlier today. Uh, you know, you cannot make this on up of how crazy things are going to get, and they're going to get even crazier. And honestly, you're going to probably hear more and more excuses because we're going to be looking crazy. They're going to try and make us look crazy and crazier and crazier. Oh no, that was just this. Oh no, that was just that.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine all the places that have had these explosions recently, and they've been, you know,
Yeah. The
on.
LA I-10 bridge fire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's some things going on.
Yeah, we need to set that day of prayer up, man. I mean, it's just it's we at that point where yeah, we need to, you know, at least try to set that back up again, like what Cobra did last year. Hey, and set it up again. And I think it's going to be more profound than last year. And especially what's going on now, because what we got going on now was not happening last year. You know, none of this was happening last year at this time. But we got all of this stuff started October 7th. And here we are. I thought you was I thought you was about to play the video, Karis.
No, I just shared it in the chat.
Oh, all right.
Also, to go off of what Mike was saying, remember about the beginning of the year that Putin put out that commercial about enjoy your last Christmas, and then the next following Christmas, that family was eating their hamster?
Yeah.
Come again? Say it again.
Yeah.
It was what was it? RT commercial or some? It was a Russian commercial.
Yeah, it was a Russian commercial where they had like the Gentile family enjoying their holidays of Christmas and opening presents and everything. And they just got a new pet hamster. And then the following year, they were eating by candlelight like a really cold soup that had the hamster in it that they cooked.
Wow, man. No.
Yeah, I think he had put that in Europe.
Yeah, Europe, he said, "Enjoy your last Christmas."
Well, and it seemed like this may be their last Christmas and Thanksgiving. Matter of fact, shucks. I mean,
granted, nothing else out of pocket happened.
And that's the thing. That's the ticket. That's the ticket. But they made a declaration. They said, "Hey, you don't do this here. We gonna do this." And yeah, but shoot, no, I'm telling my son, no, get your computer. And we can think about going back to school next year. And the rest of you just do online. Because I mean, what? I'm not trying to get a phone call because a lot of those kids go to, at his school, and his school, shucks, his school is like a college campus. It's just that big, man. I need roller skates, and I go up in there, man. Time going to one of the offices. Nah, let's roll and bounce over to the office. I mean, you need some roller skates. That thing it's humongous, and I can imagine if anything goes down there, those students they're gonna be all over the place. They cell phone gonna be out. Oh my God. Everybody recording and falling over everybody. No, I'm not even trying to entertain that. Well, I gotta go find my son. And things of that nature. Although now he may not have been the intended target, but if they're going to get this way with a nation who did get that way with their people, what do you think they're going to do? The scripture says, old men, young men, what happened to us? They did not take not one of us into consideration during slavery. Old men, young men, babies. The baby was food for alligators. Alligators. And now,
not just alligators, they fed into pigs too.
Grenade found. Wait a minute, who is this? Grenade found trapped.
That's a utility
pole.
Yes.
Karis.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Now.
Yeah, my internet is definitely dragging. Sorry,
Yeah, you
family.
keep going in and out.
Yeah, sorry, family. My
We
internet is
hear you
dragging.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted
No,
to
it's
get on
definitely-
in here. We brought our folks on over. I'll let you all. We'll close this on up with some final thoughts. And we'll have these discussions tomorrow. Tomorrow, open things on up in the morning, and we'll go on from there. So final thoughts.
What time you go be doing it tomorrow?
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Okay. All right.
So
keep your
go
head on the
ahead.
swivel. Keep
That's
your
what I
head
was
on
gonna
the
say.
swivel. Yeah, keep your head. I'm serious. And it is like that, Red. It's like it's got to be our theme until we up out of here. We got to keep our head on the swivel. We don't know what might pop up, and it just could be a person who is having a major breakdown, and he may be in a crowded place. My thing is, you see it, you go ahead and break your camp, go where you need to go in order for you to maintain your safety and your livelihood. Keep your head on the swivel. It's just that simple. You go in, and when you go into the grocery stores or any stores, know what you're going to get, or have it on paper. Get what you need to get, and get on out. Get on out. You ain't got to worry about lollygagging into the store. Do what you need to do. And I'll hand it back to you, Karis.
All right, Mike. Talk to you in a few days, Mike. Talk to you in a few days.
All right, take care, brother. Shalom.
All right, shalom.
I was gonna say the same thing Uncle Mike said. Keep your head on the swivel, because it's getting wild, man, and you gotta just be alert of everything that's going on, because these people ain't built like us, and they ain't used to dealing with the things that we deal with. I mean, what in Enron, just because they were gonna be in middle class, these dudes was killing themselves, jumping out of buildings.
Mm-hmm.
In 2008, how many fools was out here jumping out of buildings and killing themselves, hanging themselves because they lost some money? You know.
Yes, for real.
Yeah. So, just be mindful of your surroundings. And if you can, try to keep you some extra food and stuff. I always say that. Just keep you some extra. Anything little extra that you can, just keep it on deck, because this they're not telling people, but the transit system, our delivery system is not okay at all. Mm-hmm. And it's whittling down. Yeah. The supply chain is bad right now. It's really, really bad. And all it's going to take is one little thing to just throw it over the edge. So you'll be shocked how fast these stores will run out of products, because they do this just-in-time delivery. So just make sure you have everything you need. And I land my plane on that.
All right. Thank you, Brother Red. Sister Fatea, final thoughts?
Well, I know it's going to be said for a third time, but yes, keep your head on swivel. Only go out when you need to get anything. And if you go somewhere, make sure you have a list and get in and get out. And I can just say that they're going to do their best to try to keep everything under wraps until after Christmas or New Year's. But I think it's not going to happen that way. I think that, well, just a feeling. I think that is going to possibly start heating up really in the month of December, because they don't want to play to the U.S.'s tune. The U.S. is not in control, even though they want to try to make it sound like they are. So, family, just be safe out there and make sure you have some extra stuff. And Karis said he'll be on tomorrow. We'll see.
Hopefully, I don't have to get woken up out of my sleep with phone calls and texts. Brother Garris, you see this, Brother Garris?
Something else happened. It's been 3 hours.
Canadian Pepper's losing his mind.
Not World War III, not exercises, but World War III disguises.
He was quoting scripture again on Twitter.
It's like, why is everybody now quoting scriptures now? Oh my gosh. Oh, I thought that the Bible was a fake.
I said I was agnostic, but I'm now a Hebrew Israelite.
Take it from Yakoba. Hashtag ain't no 400-year prophecy.
I tried, but I don't want to go into captivity.
Exactly.
For $19.99, you can purchase anti-captivity spray.
I'm
Results may vary.
I'm an authorized supplier of the anti-captivity spray.
It's interesting. A lot of these preppers becoming prophets now. They all trying to discern scripture.
Where were you at 5 years ago with Jeremiah 50 and 51? Taylor was bringing that on out. That's documented. Man, get on or get left. The Most High's coming out like state property.
Hey, I'm with Jacoba and Mike. I'm like, I'm going to give my family one warning. I'm going to be gone. And after that, my phone's disconnected and good luck to you.
That's what the Most High's coming with. Most High's coming with that beanie single. Get down or get laid down.
Yeah, pretty much. Get down or get laid down.
So we said, quoting from the book of ammunition.
That's right. Chapter 12 gauge.
Yeah, and yes, definitely get your 400-year hoodie. He's gonna say, this is my last broadcast, as he has his ain't no 400-year prophecy. A lot of things that I've learned over the course of these last few months.
A whole lot of coincidences after 2019, boy. Man.
I started to read the scriptures, especially Jeremiah 10, and I'm going to tell you all, I was wrong. It says to flee and not to prep.
Man.
You're a make-believe prepper out. Oh, goodness.
They quoting scriptures now. I'm like, oh, look at here. You went from prepping to prophesying.
Meek shall inherit the earth.
Yeah, that's what he had put. That was his last scripture. The meek shall inherit the earth.
Yep, that's the scripture he was quoting.
Oh, my goodness.
Then he said, the last shall be first on Twitter today.
Oh, my goodness. All right, family. I got to get out of here. Again, stay safe, family. Pray for our people.
Mm-hmm.
Pray for your loved ones. Pray for your families. That they're protected, that they're covered under the Most High's wings through the blood of Yahushua HaMashiach. Because family, it's getting crazy out here. No matter what they try to say, it's getting crazy out here. So with that said, family, Most High willing, I'll be back on 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. 7:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. So with that, and we're having panel discussions tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be Thanksgiving turkey throwdown. So I'm praying I can make it to that. And, I don't know what's going to happen in the course of these couple hours. But with that, guess what? The Most High is always our strength and He's our refuge. That's all we need. So with that said, family, Most High willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. And we're going to discuss some things. Hallelujah. So with that, shalom, salama, siyemi, shalom, peace and blessings. Yasharel.
Tuna wageni watatu, Mheshimiwa Sebastian Kapufi mbunge, ambao ni wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Wadau wa maendeleo kutoka Marekani. Karibuni sana.